Hi there, here's a little tutorial primarily for my students at school. However, it's something that's a fun project and hopefully everyone can have a go at. There are other projects like this on the internet, on YouTube, mostly for the American market, which is why I'm making it, because our measurements over here are slightly different, which means there's a slight variation. But let's get on with it. We're going to be making this PVC pipe shooter for shooting little mini Easter eggs wrapped up in foil. Now these work better than the mini marshmallows, which the Americans version is designed for, purely because our pipe dimensions are slightly different to theirs. So our pipe dimensions, when we pop this in, you can see that there's a massive difference, and it will fire. And it fires quite well across the room, but not as far as I would like for the competition that I want to run. So at my school we're going to be running this where children can bring in their version. It can be this size, it can be scaled up, it can look different, it can be painted, it can fire different types of sweeps perhaps, and we're looking for things like distance, we're looking for the best decorated, the most unusual design, variations on a theme. So that's towards the end of our Easter term, which is why I've gone with the Easter eggs, which fit much better into the barrel. And then when we blow it really does blow really quite well. Sorry, I'm firing at a chair, and it makes a really good sound as it hits it there. So this total project in England certainly costs about £3 to £4, depending on how much piping etc you want to buy. But for my project here, I'm just going to break down all the different parts. So you can buy a 3 meter length of this tubing, which is 21.5mm tubing, and that's available in most stores, things like Toolstation, Screwfix, B&Q, etc. So we've got a number of pieces of that will go together to make the project. I'm just pulling this one apart so that we can put it back together again so you can see how it works. So just need to pull this apart. It's a friction fit, but as you can see it's quite tight on there. So there we go. Right, and once it's put together, it's no problem. Quick pull apart. If you get anything stuck in there, it's not an issue. So as I say, the 3 meter pipe you can cut up. My suggestion is you take a little saw or something along with you when you purchase it, because getting it in the car, if you've got a small car, might be a bit tricky. We've got some T sections, they look just like a T, and some 90-degree bends, and again these are all for 21.5mm piping. So we'll get the 30 centimetre section, and we shove a T onto there facing downwards, and that's going to become one of the handle parts. Then we're going to take two smaller 5.5 centimetre pieces, one there, another T pointing up this time, and another 5.5 centimetre piece in there. Then we're going to go down the handle, and for this I've got a 12 centimetre part going down. Now these sizes you can change, no problem at all. This works for my hands. You can have smaller pieces, larger pieces, change the angles, etc., because there are different angles you can buy, which creates different shaped shooters. A 90-degree angle on the bottom, 14 centimeters going along the bottom here, and that matches eventually with obviously the top sizes are going along there. And then to make the back piece, I'm actually going to do that separately. So I'm going to put two 90-degree bends on my other 12 centimeter piece, like that, and that means I can push these together without having to force them in one end at a time, if we just carried on going round. That's the gun nearly finished, or the shooter nearly finished. I'm then going to use a 7 centimeter piece of piping coming up, a 90-degree angle, and lastly I've got an 18 centimeter piece coming out the back for the mouthpiece. And this mouthpiece, you can move it around, you can angle it so that you can look down the barrel and shoot as well. So there it is. I'll put my egg in there, and you probably can't see that coming out the end, but it is coming out at a reasonable velocity. We're not going to be shooting these at people. There'll be targets, etc. On the day. The other version, so as I say, this costs about £3 to £4. The other version in the UK you could do is use 15mm piping, and this is push fit stuff again. And the mini marshmallow actually fits much better into the end of this, and you can still blow it out, and it comes out at quite a pace because it fits better. But this costs about £14 to make, and actually you might as well go and buy something for that. Whereas £4, a bit of fun. You can then decorate it, change it, alter it, change the sizes, the barrel length, etc. Much better value for money. Anyway, that's how to make it. Nice simple project, something that we can all have a go at. And I really hope as many people as possible join in and have a go. And remember, you're not shooting this at anyone else. You can hurt them, but it's just a bit of fun. One final point on safety, because I know some people out there are very conscious of this. I've had a really good go at sticking this in here and trying to suck the sweet up through the pipe. I'm sure it maybe is possible, but I haven't managed it yet. That said, in order for some people to feel a bit more secure about it, you could attach a piece of muslin with an elastic band here, or perhaps push it between the two pipe fittings there if you're really concerned about it. My advice would be, though, take a deep breath before and then fire it out. Have fun, be safe, and thank you for watching.